Good morning, everyone. Sister, you're all set.
Namaste, pranams, and a very good morning to all respected elders, brothers, and sisters. Thank you for joining us on day 4 of Being Heartful Every Day. On behalf of Heartfulness Institute and our global guide, Taji, it is an absolute joy to welcome all of you every single day as we will undertake this journey of 365 days of being heartful every single day. We will be meeting every morning and evening, doing some parts of the heartfulness practices together, as well as reading from inspirational literature by the guides of heartfulness. In this 365-day program, it is our endeavor to build and develop 52 qualities of the heart, the qualities of the heart that if we experience and express in our day to day lives, it leads to a joyful life that is conducive to one's own personal transformation, as well as is a way that we can bring welfare to all those around us and contribute in the spiritual development of all humankind. These noble qualities of the heart we will be taking up one by one and see how to imbibe and absorb this quality in our lives. That way, the behavior, the conduct of a person that lives heartfully will be visible to all, and that would be the greatest gift that we could offer in gratitude to beloved Babuji Maharaj, the founder guide of Heartfulness, whose 125th birth anniversary we celebrate this year. So, as we are undertaking this journey, it is a great value addition if we can, from those who are near to us, perhaps part of our family, or perhaps part of our near and dear ones, to have a Being Heartful Everyday buddy. As we will undertake this journey, do certain tasks and activities, sit and meditate together, and do all the practices and activities, it becomes a person to have joyfully as a companion on this journey, a person we can share our progress with, a person we can talk to about these qualities, because it helps in talking to someone and having someone along the way. So we recommend that each of us picks up a BHED buddy to do these activities with. With this, let us get into the first part of our morning session, which is reading some inspirational work. And we know that we are reading the Principle 5 from a User's Guide to Conscious Living, an article by Vivek Daji from the Heartfulness magazines. So, yesterday we read about how we arrive at truthfulness and the truth behind miseries. And for today, we continue with learning about the truth behind miseries. We generally seek what is pleasurable and run away from what is painful. As the intellect processes all the information received by our senses, it classifies them into two categories: likes and dislikes. In yoga, these are called raga, attraction or attachment, and dvesha, aversion. When we don't get what we want, we feel miserable. And when we get what we don't want, we also feel miserable. Therefore, there is a constant process of push and pull that is the root cause of all the sufferings that we experience. The truth is, nature brings us exactly what we need for our growth and evolution. It is only when we label them as likes and dislikes, good and bad, that they become attraction and aversion. Our brain is often hardwired to resist, and when we resist, what happens? We resist reality and we feel miserable. When we perceive the truth behind miseries, that they are given to us to remove all the complexities that obstruct reality, they become gifts from God. Then we go through the experience, feel what we must, and move on. This is skill in action, and it is a skill that comes from doing a daily meditative practice. It involves being able to rest in a state of neutrality and stillness in the moment so that we may have complete acceptance of reality. When this state is achieved, no matter what happens, we will be more effective in dealing with the situation at hand. We also see the truth behind miseries and develop a very natural acceptance in the face of suffering. It is a state where we are so immersed in the divine love that it does not really matter what happens in our life. There is no need for analysis. There is no need to think that it is a blessing or a heavenly gift from above. Because where love is there, where is the need for introspection? But most of us are not at that level yet. When we are not able to sail through unaffected, what can we do when the situation is unfavorable? We are already affected, so there are only two possibilities. Either we accept or we resist. Let us say we resist. Will the misery disappear? No. Simply by desiring it to go, it doesn't disappear. Whereas, once we accept it, something new emerges from inside. The first thing that emerges is that we start preparing ourselves to surmount it. We become stronger in the process. Second, we proceed along the path of continuous improvement. I am going through this misery because, and I should have done that instead. We become wiser, better, and we learn how to get out of the situation. This is possible once we accept things. If we don't accept things, we will still suffer, but we won't learn anything, we won't become wiser, and things won't change. Here is how Babuji describes a person who has learned to accept miseries. After sufficient practice, it becomes his second nature, and its consciousness too drops off. The glamour too passes away. When this is attained, there remains nothing but swimming in the sphere of reality, and further on, the idea of swimming too becomes extinct. The power generated by the habit of forbearance helps him a good deal in his pursuit, and he enters the sphere described above. This stage is often achieved by heartfulness practitioners. Acceptance brings such a liberating attitude that helps us to continue onward towards reality, where we experience calmness of mind. We realize that all apparent miseries and sufferings are invaluable gifts. The feeling of joy naturally leads to gratitude. We pause here And let us reflect from what we read today on how miseries, when accepted gratefully, can just help us to move forward on the path towards reality. This reading from Principle 5 from the User's Guide of Conscious Living is available as a PDF to read from on the Heartfulness app. So let us revisit this reading today, sometime during the course of the day, and read it again and again, and receive the guidance that is individual to us. Now it is time for going through the heartful activity of day 4. Today is all about acceptance of our limitations. So, what shall we do today? As a first step, let us reflect and note in our diaries a shortcoming in ourselves that we feel disturbed or sad about and would like to change. Further, as we explore, let us see in what circumstances does this shortcoming manifest? And what is that change in ourselves that we would like to see? As a second step, we connect to the heart and gently accept ourselves with this shortcoming. We make a resolve to change and pray for higher support on this path. And we again make a note in our diary. As the third step of acting or expressing the quality, we share this with someone we are close to, could be from the family or from friends, and or if we have a BHED buddy like we discussed earlier, it becomes much simpler. We request them to observe us for the next week and gently alert us should we once again happen to yield to that shortcoming. We will agree to speak to the person by the end of the week and just have a short discussion on how we were able to work through this limitations and acceptance of these shortcomings within ourselves. Today's activity seems to be such a wonderful one, taking us further into developing acceptance. With this, we now become ready to move towards meditating together. We request everyone to please make sure that we are seated in a place that is free from distractions. As far as possible, let us select the same place to sit and meditate every day so that our mind develops the habit of automatism and is able to go into those vibrations for meditation as we reach the place. Let us also put our devices that are a source of distraction away and sit comfortably and prepare for meditation. Let us close our eyes. And feel our awareness move towards the heart. The source of the divine light and love is deep within the heart. And it is attracting our attention inwards. We are going deeper into the source within the heart. If there are any thoughts, we simply let them be and bring our awareness back to the heart, reminding ourselves that we are meditating on the source of the light in the heart. With the feeling of prayer, let us now meditate together. Let us continue to remain absorbed for a few more moments. And become aware of this inner condition that we feel in the heart. Let us become aware at the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual levels of this condition that has been acquired. Let us enliven this condition and relish this condition with a feeling of gratitude. Let us now offer a suggestion that this condition is being imbibed and absorbed in every cell of the body, every pore of our being. Let us make a suggestion that this condition is now radiating outwards from us to everything surrounding us. This condition is being absorbed by the air particles, trees, the plants, all living and non-living beings around us. Now make a suggestion that we are dissolving into this condition and only the condition now remains. Let us make an inner resolve to remain connected to this inner condition as we go about our daily routines. Let us set an intention to come back to this inner condition again and again, allowing it to become absorbed and settle and then expand further until we sit and meditate again. Let us set an intention to do whatever we do, to think and speak from the foundation of this inner condition. If we would like to continue to meditate, we may do so. else, let us open our eyes gently and make a note in our journals of this inner condition that we have experienced. Let us try to put a name to it and also write down any inspiration or guidance that we may have received. As we come to the close of this morning session today, we would like to remind everyone to take out some time today to do the heartful activity of the day on acceptance of our limitations and shortcomings. Each of these activities will help us have an all round imbibing and absorbing of the quality of the week. We also request everyone to find one person in our friends or family circle with whom we can share the master classes by Reved Darji. With this, we wish you all a beautiful and heartful day. Namaste. Let us meet together at 8:50 p.m. again today.